Cheers. Thanks very much indeed for joining us, Todd. If this next guy won lotto, he could buy a car, but then again, he probably wouldn't want one. That's because John Broadbelt walks to work and back, not just a K or two, but 10K each way, each day, and he does it with a backpack full of weights. Why? To lose an amazing amount of weight and rediscover himself and the world. Here's Clayton Anderson.
John Broadbelt carrying a heavy load of weights might look as if he's in serious training. But no, John is merely walking to work.
For the past 20 months, John Broadbelt's been walking the stretch of road from Marton to Bulls during the weekdays. Rain, hail or shine. He's clocked up over 3,000 kilometres and gone through 5 pairs of walk shoes.
Bye.
Every morning he's out the door at 7:30 for the 10K hike to his job at the Canterbury Meat Packers on the outskirts of Bulls. Before he started his daily walking regime, he was unfit and overweight, 145 kilos. That first walk to work in October 2007 took him 3.5 hours.
I remember it all right. It still haunts me to today. It was an absolute killer. It just took me hours, and the pain.
So to add to his pain, he now carries 2 5kg weights and packs more into his backpack.
I used to make it really heavy when I first started, just kind of a way to punish myself, thinking, gee, if I get in this way again, this is what I've got to look forward to.
Since he started walking 20 months ago, he's lost 42 kilos. And this is the closest thing he's got to a personal trainer, a block of wood named Wilson, given to him by his neighbour when he started out.
I used to do some funny things with Wilson. I used to hold him out and on the early days, and I made a few rules. He couldn't touch the torso of my body. I had to hold him out, and I used to remember getting to work and my arms would be shaking violently.
John even now walks on the weekend and goes even further. In February he walked to Palmerston North. That took him 7 hours and 15 minutes. Then in April he did an all-dayer, walking from Marton to Taihape, nearly 60 kilometres, and that meant a 4:30 start.
Opening up the door to the house, making that first step, and I remember on the inside I was just like, what am I doing? And 15 hours and 30 minutes I think it was.
His walks are never dull. The countryside, he says, is more interesting walking in it than driving.
All it takes is just a pair of shoes, open the door, put your foot out there and go. Okay, it's cheap, it's free, there are a lot of places to walk, it doesn't cost you a thing.
The only thing that stops John walking to work is a strong wind. He says there's a real danger of being blown onto the road. The rest of the elements he can handle.
So it's been hail as well?
Yeah, there absolutely has been hail. A couple of times, where the hail just bites you. And the salvation's only a phone call away. And I refuse. I absolutely refuse to get rides. Hey, I've had members of the public, had staff yelling at me, get in the car, I'll give you a ride. I was like, no, absolutely not.
And after an hour-and-a-half slog, when most people would just want a cup of tea and a lie down,
I think it's time to switch on to work mode now, mate. And I've done my walking, had my fun, enjoyed the playground, but time to put the toys away and switch on and get to work.
Clayton Anderson reporting. After the break, fancy a soak in a hot tub surrounded by stunning high country scenery. We've found a brand new winter hideaway. In the meantime, ponder this.
It began as a quick